There was really no shame in it. I feel sometimes like in the Black community or even within the Caribbean culture, there is always this blanket that is put over issues like anxiety and depression. People tell you, oh, get over it. You know, it's not that special. Hey everyone, it's me, Carib. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I'm going to touch on part one of two parts of this topic. My second part, I will share how I am getting over and how I've gotten over postpartum anxiety. Long story short, it was a situation that I was in that was life-changing. Not only the pregnancy, but I was going through a phase of change. I was also on the market for a new home in light of having, you know, becoming a mom. We were just trying to prepare for the baby. And then the baby came. And so I remembered feeling in the hospital, I was so stressed out about having to have a C-section. Then I got over that. And then I remembered when I came home from the hospital, I got to the house and then I had this moment of panic. I was trying to figure out, oh my gosh, what next? A lot of people told me that was gonna be expected anyway. I was grateful to have my mom here for quite a bit, almost half of a year. But then when she left to go back to the Caribbean, I noticed a change in my mental focus. I noticed a change in how I perceive the world, and I went into panic mode. I was constantly worried. Even when she was here, I just felt constantly worried. I remembered sharing those feelings with a few folks, and they would laugh and tell me, you know, it's just new mom stuff. But I really truly remember not feeling right about it. I was like, oh my gosh, am I going crazy? Is this depression? And I sort of let everything just kind of stay in without really sharing it out. And I think that probably did more harm than good in the long run. I would always get up at night. I was just not really sleeping because I was so worried that she wasn't breathing. When we went out, I'll sit in the car and I'll always freak out about, oh my gosh, what if this car runs into me and the baby's on this side? Should I move her on that side? Should I put her in the middle? I mean, it's as though my mind was constantly on the go. If we went out like to the mall, I wouldn't walk close to the, you know, the railings on the second floor and the third floor, because I just had this fear that someone will walk past me and then bump into me and then the baby's gonna fall over. I still kind of have that panic, that fear of that happening. So every time I go out to the mall, I tend to walk way on the inside, away from those rails. I remembered when I had to take her to daycare and I was looking at daycare, I constantly kept thinking, oh my gosh, what if there's a active shooter? How do they do their evacuations? How do they secure the babies? I mean, guys, I can think of every possible scenario where I was just constantly thinking and worrying. It was just a constant worry. I was constantly worrying about being a good mom, because my mother is the best mother anyone can have. She really set that bar, and I feel like, oh my gosh, I have to be as good as she was. When she leaves, what am I gonna do? And then I kept thinking in the back of my head, my living situation was gonna change as well, and how am I gonna juggle both worlds? I always, and the thing is with that too, it wasn't just like a mental torture, like I was always worrying about something, but that eventually started showing up physically. Like I would feel aches and pains. And in my recent video, I told you guys I took a week off from the gym. That is because my body was out of alignment. My chiropractor, even my OB, told me that I was so stressed out that I need to let go of these things and really start taking care of myself. I've invested so much in my family and so much in the baby, as I should, but on the sides, I've been really neglecting myself. So when I went for a massage, you know, the person who did the massage told me I'm so tense, like I am holding on to all this tension because of the constant worry that I truly need to start working on letting things go. And I wasn't that kind of person. That sort of came on due to becoming a mom. So much was going on at the time. I feel like more than the average that should have been going on. So in the back of my mind, I was just always worrying and always scared that something was going to happen to the baby. This is not really something I enjoy talking about, like, woohoo, let me go make a video on postpartum anxiety. Now, postpartum anxiety and postpartum depression, they kind of go hand in hand. I made sure I talked to my doctor, and I really wanted to make sure I wasn't dealing with depression, because I feel like this has been going on for a while. And she said, you know, as long as your baby is within 12 months, even a little bit over a year, you can still have these symptoms and feelings of postpartum anxiety. So that is what I've been dealing with. I'll make a part 2 of the video just to share how I'm getting over that, just to, you know, update you guys and let you know that this is very common with new mothers, even mothers with a second baby, because sometimes you have a first baby and you don't ever experience this, but there can be an onset with a second and a third baby. So I just wanted to put that out there because it was something that I truly struggled with. Felt like I was doing such a horrible job, and I always wondered if I was doing the best as a mother and a new mother, and I also wanted to be a good wife. And then there was the weight of the students. I am a teacher, and I also felt like I wasn't really holding up to my own expectations for my kids. So it's just, everything was just thrown at me, and I was kind of plummeting gradually over time. But luckily I was able to step back, breathe, and really start taking care of myself. And this is something that is definitely manageable, and it shouldn't be given the power over you. Okay, it's something that you can control. It's something that new moms experience, and there is really no shame in it. I feel sometimes like in the Black community, or even within the Caribbean culture, there is always this blanket that is put over issues like anxiety and depression. People tell you, oh, get over it, you know, it's not that special. And I never really thought that I would have been going through these things, and now that I am, I'm really appreciating the fact that these moms on YouTube, other YouTubers, are coming out with their stories, because everybody thinks that a mother has it under control and has everything under control. You're just trying to figure a lot of things out, and that in itself can really be a challenge. So thank you, and until next time, peace.